saber taping, as you can see, mine has like this painter's tape on it. I don't think the it's like underneath all of the tape. I don't think the Kel sabers have it, and I wouldn't worry about it. It's just for like added protection. It's like strapping tape for sabers, but less important. And we need them done by tomorrow anyways, and I doubt that you guys have painter's tape sitting at home. I mean, you might. So you take your tape, put it at base of the blade, covering like that whole side. Doesn't matter what side you start on. And then you want to move the tape diagonally upwards, creating like a, so let me redo my bottom one. You can like, if you have to like leave a gap in like the tape at the bottom in order to make the diagonal upwards, that's totally fine, because you'll wrap around with tape to write your name on it anyways. So you'll go diagonally upwards, and then you'll overlap the tape. Like once you reach the other side, you'll overlap that tape with the tape that's already there. Like so. You wanna, that's a bad overlap. You wanna make them, all of the overlaps, as even as possible. And you wanna make them like a little less than a third of like, you know, like the length of each tape like square, you know what I'm saying? Like a little less than a third. You don't want to make them too thick, or else you'll be using a lot of tape and it'll make your blade super heavy. And you don't want to make them too thin, because then it's like less protected or something. And you want to make them all as even as possible. So let me do a few just to show you. Just like, I just like rotate, like pull tape out, then rotate the blade to do it. And then it won't be perfectly even, especially if it's like your first time doing it, but just try it even, because it looks better and it'll be like the weight more even. Okay, so I just hitting everything with this 3. You can see the overlap. I have a little air bubble. Hold on, squish that down. 3 little overlaps. Ow, pretty even. Then I have that gap on the bottom, which you'll fill in with your name tape. So let me pause and then resume once I go all the way up the blade. Okay, I haven't gone all the way up the blade yet, but yeah, it's easiest if you just pull some tape, rotate, pull some tape, rotate. So no need to like with the tape. Okay. Made it to the top, and he's beautiful. Now I gotta go all the way back down. So once you get to the top, you don't need to cover the tip like all the way, because again you'll go back over it with another thing that I'll show you later. Once you get to the top, you just want to come down horizontally. My hand hurts so bad. So just wrap it back around and go down. And the goal with this second like pass through is to make X's, because right now all you have are these like straight lines, but now you're gonna, hold on, I gotta do a few to show you. Make them, it's the same thing. My god, I explained that poorly. So it's the same process as going up with the overlaps and everything, but now you just gotta be mindful of all of the like overlaps and everything you've placed on the way up. And taping this thing sucks because it just runs into everything. Like, but, oh, and I messed up my tape. No, I didn't. Okay. So yeah, you just want to make those overlaps again, but on the way down. And then let me do a few to show you what it'll look like. You'll have these like X's, or they're kind of like Z's, more like. Okay. You can't even see. It's like X's slash, would you focus? Yeah, slash Z's, like zigzag. That's what you want. And again, don't make it too thick or your blade will be heavy. So let me make my way back down and then resume. I made it back down. Once you get back down, don't cover that gap if you have one from, like, you know, the taping process. Don't cover that gap because you'll do that with your little initial tape piece. You can see the little X's, that's the goal. Not done yet, but it's the hard part. The painstaking part is over. So now you're gonna tape your tip. And for the tip, yeah, okay, I remember. So this part is a little funky, but like, you take like the tape in one finger and hold just do this and then twist. You're gonna make like a rope, and just estimate how much you need. Try to overshoot it just so you don't have to like awkwardly add more on. I'll show you what you're doing. I don't know, I'll try about like this much, like a foot, and then go like, I don't know, 2 inches from the tippy top. No, don't. It started unwinding. Hello. Yeah, like 2 inches. And with this rope, hello, just like wrap it around. Try to keep it as tight as possible. And then, oh no, I need more. You just gotta pull and then twist. Ooh. It's like ramen. Okay. So you got that snippet. And then just kind of, yay. And then take tape and then just go over it. Normally you don't need to do any zigzag, anything like fancy. Just wrap it around the coils. But again, don't put too much or else it'll be heavy. Boom. And then as you can see, it's still exposed. So you'll just kind of do what you do with flag tip, rifle tip. Take the tape, put it on the sides of the tip, and then pull it over. And just kind of smush it down. And then do that on the skinnier side. Smush it down. Yeah. And then again, cover that back up with just like one layer of more tape to secure it and not have it look like this. My sister's crying in the background if you hear her screaming. Who knows? Okay. Tape tipped. Oops, I have a little part showing. I've never found a way to make it like look seamless. Yeah, my sister's still crying. It'll look a little bumpy. I mean, it just kind of does. But, and then you'll do your catch tape. And your catch tape will be, go like a third from the tip and then go like a little bit further in. And that's where your catch tape is. Yeah. Because I would say just feel for it, but a lot of you have never touched a saber, so you can't just feel for it. But yeah, like a third, a little bit more than a third, or a little bit farther in or out than a third. So yeah, don't need to like measure it or anything, just use your eyeballs. And then for that, you just literally put it on and then keep wrapping, make it thicker than the rest of it. No zigzag or anything, just make it thicker. Stay. And then the last piece of tape that you'll put on your blade, besides two more, sorry, is the cheater tape. It's so like when you toss, you can see it. Even though you should be watching the hilt, sometimes you watch the cheater tape. Oh, it's to see if it barrels. Sorry, it's to see if it barrels. So you'll just hold your saber and have the hilt or the basket in the left hand, hold it up flat, and then the side that's facing towards you, that's where you'll put the cheater tape on. And it'll go, you'll need to feel for the balance point of your saber. That's where it'll go. Just like mess around, feel where it, not there, feel where it balances, not there. I had it the first time. Like right about there. Doesn't need to be exact, but, and it's helpful to just have that balance point taped. Yeah, it's here, whatever. Black tape. Someone is at my front door. And you'll just take, just like a square. You just need some to cover one side. Oh, okay. And then again, balance point. Yeah, this tape, it's an indicator if your saber is barreling or not, because if you can see it, it's not. If you can't, if it's like, it's barreling. All right, balance tape. And don't put it on both. Some people do, I don't. Yeah. And then name tape, last thing for the blade. Super simple. It's just like the catch tape. Just put it at the base of the blade and then wrap it around like 1 or 2 times just to cover up that, remember that gap, and just to put your name on it, which you should 100% do, because I remember last year Becca was like, if you're, no, it was winter, she was like, if someone else's initials are still on your saber, it's no longer yours. Like, because Zach had Lloyd's initials on his saber for like 30 years. Now the hilt. So use black tape for the hilt. I hate taping the hilt because it's so awkward because the basket is in the way, but whatever. So pretty simple. Oh, I blanked. Sorry, I blanked. So, sorry. Just take the tape, start on this silver part, and then you just wrap it around. But the problem is, tape doesn't fit through the basket, so you gotta like pull a bunch out. Well, yours might if you have like less black tape. Yeah, if you have like a small black tape roll, try and use that. But I don't. So it's a lot of cutting and but yeah. You just, for this, you just keep, and then I'll show you what to do about the screw. And make sure that as you're going, you're like pressing the tape down to smooth out air bubbles and to push it like into these grooves, you know? So it's not all bumpy and weird. Because I remember one time I taped the hilt bad, and then like there's like a bumpy air bubble piece and it literally cut my finger. Okay, once you've gotten to like here with the black tape and you've wrapped it all the way around the handle, stop, and then you'll tape this screw just like you did the tip kind of, but without the twisty thing. Just go over it, just because it is a screw, and even though it's like massive and metally, Responsible just texted asking for a taping video. I'm working on it. Kidding. Yeah, and then just do that to the other side. Don't get into the basket, just like stop right as you're touching it. Make it like a cross. You don't need to go over it again, like to show you what I mean. Actually, wait, yes you do. Scratch that. And then another cross to cover up the exposed metal. And if you're like, oh my god, this is eternal and terrible, yes it is, but you don't really have to tape your saber that often, as long as you're not like destroying it, I guess. The hilt, you gotta kind of, like this part, you gotta kind of redo on the screw sometimes, because for some reason, it always seems to land on this part, and then it chips away at the tape. Yep, and then once you've done that, just smooth it out by going over it again. Oh, would you look? Tape doesn't fit through the basket. Smooth out air bubbles, because they hurt for some reason. And I did it. Retaped saber. Now I gotta edit this video.